Hey, how are you? Sorry. Hey, how are you guys doing today? This is That's Impossible, and right now I'm hanging out in Nuremberg in Germany. We've got a really cool VATSIM event that's actually happening right now in Nuremberg, and it's a little quiet over here, and that's probably a good thing because it means we'll probably get in the air pretty quick. But it's going to be a fun time. We're going to be flying Scandinavian because we are on our way to Oslo, Norway. We're going to go all the way to Gardermoen Airport. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, and if you're Norwegian and you're watching this, I'm sorry. But hopefully this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's just go ahead and get this party started. Let's do it. If you're watching, I hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great Easter. I don't think I've done one of these since Easter. Okay, just gonna turn on some of our lights here. Having logos on, no smoking auto. Gear supply on. Gears 1, 2, and 3. And we better turn on those fuel pumps. It's one of the things I like about Airbus is overall in the cockpit they keep it simple. Alright, on our ECAM we're probably going to get an alert in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and just turn up these floodlights just for fun, and let's just run that APU fire test. Brilliant. Alright, that alert on the ECAM will clear in just a moment. Should in just a sec. Yep, there it is. Okay. And import our flight plan. Send some data. Yes, I know. Boarding and refueling.
Boarding requested.
ASC menu. Flight
Refueling truck is on its way.
Man, the graphics are getting really good. I think they've done an update here because I can just tell there's more there's just more visual detail on the screen, even just on the MCDU. EDDN, alright, and then we're going to Oslo, so ENGM. Want to make sure I've got that right. If you don't know where you're going, then everything else is pointless. Okay. Scandinavian 4811 cost index today. Now it looks like we're going to be rocking with 26, and we're going to keep it low on cruise altitude, I guess. We're just going to 30,000. And yeah. Put in some departure details here. We're going to leave on 28, and
Fuel truck is in position.
we're going to be on the Eredo 1
Please
Golf,
don't load
I think.
aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and asked to do it.
Brilliant. Turn around, open up this cabin door. You can see people getting in the plane. Hopefully we don't have a glitch like we did last time. Last time, right as everybody was boarding, of course we had this crazy glitch, but I don't think that's going to happen this time.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Alright, just going to go config fuel, and then that's going to tick up. And then because we're in Europe, because we're in Germany, this clearance process is going to be done verbally, which I actually like it that way better anyway, because I think it's fun. It's just neat to actually have that interaction with air traffic control. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to write out my clearance info.
Good afternoon. Boarding pass, please. Good afternoon.
So what I'm doing is just writing out
Passengers
my
bus
clearance
is coming.
info. I want to make sure I get that right. We do have an ATIS here, so we do have something to go on. Information Foxtrot, okay. Alright, and then we're going to Oslo, so I'm just putting that down in my clearance info. Okay, so I'm getting that written out. So that saves us some time later. Now, on top of that, let me take a look at the frequency that I'm going to be talking to. So it looks like we have
Passenger
ground
boarding started.
available on 121760. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to 121760. And then we're going to make that frequency live. We're going to put tower on standby.
Hello.
Lufthansa 249er, taxi to holding point runway 28 via Mike 2 and Alpha follow in front traffic 836.
Hello.
Holy Point, runway 28 via Mike 2 and Alpha, following the A320 in front of, for Lufthansa 249er.
Hello. Welcome on
I love German accents. It just sounds awesome.
Quality 1 Alpha Lima, hold short Mike 2. Hold short off Mike 2.
Holding short of Mike 2, quality 1 Alpha Lima.
Turkish 8 Sierra Foxtrot, taxi to holding point runway 28 via Mike 3, Mike 2 and Alpha follow in front traffic 836.
Holding point 28 via Mike 3, Mike 2 Alpha, following 328 Turkish 8 Sierra Fox.
Almost there on fuel.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
We will get there.
Lufthansa 5 Alpha Hotel, taxi via Foxtrot, Juliet and Mike 3.
Taxi Foxtrot, Mike and Juliet, Lufthansa Alpha Hotel.
Boarding pass, please. This way.
Fliegen top. November 5 Victor, taxi to holding point runway 28 via Mike 3, Mike 2 and Bravo. Follow in front, Boeing 77.
This way.
But behind the Boeing 737 in front of me, taxi holding point Bravo runway 28 via Mike 3, Mike 2, November 5 Victor.
Welcome on board.
And November 5 Victor, confirm interception Bravo.
Good afternoon.
5 Victor, affirmative.
May I see your boarding pass?
Okay. Now that we've got that fuel, we're just going to go ahead and put in some
Lufthansa 5
waypoints.
Alpha Hotel, continue taxi via Juliet, Mike 3 to stand 16.
Continue Juliet, Mike 3, stand 16, Lufthansa Alpha Hotel.
Lufthansa 5 Alpha Hotel, stand 13.
Sorry, stand 13, Lufthansa Alpha Hotel.
Ryanair 62 Mike Whiskey, contact tower 118 definitely 05.
Good afternoon.
Contact tower 118.305. Thank you so much and bye bye. Ryanair 62 Mike Whiskey.
This way, please.
Have a nice flight, so bye bye. And Lufthansa 249er, contact tower 118 definitely 05, bye bye.
Also 118.305 for Lufthansa 249er, danke dir für den Service, schönen Abend noch, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Turkish 8 Sierra Foxtrot, contact tower 118 definitely 05. Have a nice flight, bye bye.
118.305, Turkish 8 Sierra Fox,
Passengers
coming
bus
to
is
ciao.
coming.
Ciao. November 5 Victor, contact tower 118 definitely 05. Have a nice flight, bye bye.
18305, November 5 Victor. Thank you, bye bye.
Quality 1 Alpha Lima, continue taxi via Mike 2 and Mike 1 to stand 27.
Via Mike 2 and Mike 1, stand 27, quality 1 Alpha Lima.
Bastian video says E.
Mike
Hi.
wrong, good evening, Ocean 461, and for Foxtrot requesting clearance to Heathrow.
Ocean 461, Nimmer ground, hello, good evening. Information Foxtrot is now current. You are clear to London Heathrow via the Zulu from Golf departure. flight en route, climb via 6 to flight level 70, squawk 0603.
Ocean 461, clear to London Heathrow, Listen Golf departure, climb level 70 and squawk is 0603.
Ocean 461, please correct.
Alright, and then we're coming in on the Luna for Lima, I think. Okay. So I'm just putting in this data. And we got another flight plan discontinuity here. Gonna take care of that.
Welcome on board.
Alright. So let's go to init. Init fuel. Gonna send some block fuel data, and then we're gonna take a look at the weather. -10, that's to be expected. We're going up north. And after that, we're gonna go performance. We're gonna do flaps 1 takeoff. Also, we got this handy dandy performance calculator here. I sound like Steve from Blue's Clues. Handy dandy notebook. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna follow that. Mostly. And
Boarding pass, please. Hello.
right now that we got that taken care of, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in my QNH here, and I'm gonna call ground. If ground's still available. It sounded like he was saying goodbye to a lot of people, so I don't know. I don't know if ground's still there. I think he is. Nuremberg ground, hello, this is Scandinavian 4811 Airbus A320 at ramp 83. We have information Foxtrot on board. QNH 1018, request IFR clearance to Oslo.
Scandinavian 4811, Nuremberg Tower, Nuremberg ground. Hello, good evening. Information Foxtrot is correct. You are clear to Oslo via the Ereto von Golf departure. Flight en route, climb via fit to flight level 70, squawk 2530.
Cleared to Oslo via the Ereto 1 Golf departure. Initial climb flight level 70, squawk 2530 for Scandinavian 4811.
Scandinavian 4811, is that correct?
Hey, that's awesome. Alright guys, we survived the clearance process. In Europe, many times that's the toughest part. It's probably either that or the taxi. Yeah, we got a
Ocean
flight.
461, stand 5, ready for startable pushback.
Ocean 461, push start approved, thank you.
Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just
Ocean
putting in
461,
what he
pushback
gave,
startable approved,
what he gave
facing
me.
to the east.
So we got 2530 as our squawk, and if you're flying the A320, this is where the transponder is. So I'm just going to go ahead and
Engine
turn
radar,
that on.
Lufthansa 219 with you.
And what I'm going to do now is go
Go
ahead and start the APU.
Nuremberg ground, hello.
Oh, sorry, okay, falsche Frequenz.
Jo, ich habe mich schon gewundert, alles klar, ciao.
Fuck, sorry, Julie.
And if you're watching, I just want to make it clear, this is not the full pilot checklist. That would take quite a while to do that. This is just kind of pretty much just a lot of the main stuff. Or a lot of the stuff that really just gets the plane in the air on the sim, but there's plenty more in the actual pilot checklist. Alright, so the APU is starting up. Should be done with that in just a sec. APU is almost ready. I can kind of see it on my panel down here. Alright, APU's avail. I'm going to turn on APU bleed. Disconnect external power, beacon lights on, strobe lights auto. And we're going to tell GSX that we want to get... Well, actually, let me make sure the flight's fully boarded. Well, yeah, that's a glitch, but it looks like on our panel here, it's fully boarded just for the sake of weight. And I'm going to tell GSX we want to get ready for pushback, if it'll work. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look outside. Gonna get a tug attached, I think.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Looking here.
Okay, tug is attaching.
Ocean 461, request taxi.
Ocean 461, taxi to holding point runway 28 via Mike 2 and Alpha.
Ocean 461, holding point runway 28, via Mike 2 and Alpha.
Nuremberg ground, Scandinavian 4811 is ready for push.
Scandinavian 4811, startup approved. For your stand, you don't need a pushback, it's a taxi outstand. You are ready for taxi?
Thank you so much. Yes, ready for taxi, Scandinavian 4811.
Scandinavian 4811, roger. Then taxi to holding point runway 28 via Mike 4, Juliet, Mike 3, Mike 2 and Alpha.
Taxi to holding point, or taxi to runway 28 via Mike 4, Juliet, Mike 3, Mike 2, and Alpha, Scandinavian 4811.
Correct, you're welcome.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is just so that the computer works, we're gonna do a straight pushback, but we're not gonna go very far. We're just gonna go maybe a couple feet, and we're gonna call it good.
Release parking brake commencing push. All engines clear. Start exit.
Alright, so engine 2 is starting up. And you probably noticed this, but I think I shouldn't have said ready for taxi because my engines weren't started up yet. Not thinking straight today. Good thing this is a sim. Alright, engine 2's available. We're going to start up engine 1.
Please set parking brake.
Ground Ocean 461.
Ocean 461, danke für die Erinnerung. Contact Tower 118, Decimal 305, good to ciao.
Yep, kein Problem, danke, schönen Abend noch. Tower 118, 305, tschüss, Ocean 461.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
We're going to turn the ignition switch back to the middle. We're going to turn off APU bleed, turn off APU. turn on these two lights, and then we're gonna do flaps 2, and then we're gonna follow the exact instructions we were given for taxi. I don't know how the reverse thrust got engaged there, but okay. I don't know why the rudders aren't working. Well, they're supposed to be.
Ground continuing to traffic stay on Delta.
Alright, now the rudders are working.
KLM
Okay.
256, Lima ground, hello, good evening, taxi via Foxtrot, full shot of Mike 2.
Via Foxtrot, hold shot Mike 2, ground to traffic stay.
Alright, here we go. Sorry it's taking a bit to get moving, but we're moving. Alright, so we're on Mike 3 now. We're going to turn left on the Juliet. And then after Juliet, we're going to turn right onto Mike 3 here in Nuremberg. Going on to Mike 2 here.
KLM 256, continue taxi via Foxtrot and Mike 2 to same 09.
Continue Foxtrot Mike 209 and ground to traffic stay.
Gonna cool off the engines just a little bit. Where we're going to make our turn onto Alpha.
Grand, good evening, Speedbird 3 Charlie, vacated at Delta.
First name is Scandinavian 4811, contact tower 118, decimal 05 passengers, bye bye.
Contact tower on 118.305. Thank you so much, Danke. Scandinavian 4811.
Speedbird 3 Charlie, Nürnberg. Ocean 461, after next landing MD11 on 3 miles final, runway, line up runway 28 behind.
The next line traffic lining up runway 28 and wait behind Ocean 461.
Nürnberg Tower, Servus, Ryanair 935, ILS 28.
Ryanair 935, Nürnberg Tower, Service number 2. Western Global 192, wind 010 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 28, Western Global 192.
Okay. Let's take a look at the approach frequency here. 119.475, alright. We're just gonna go ahead and put that on. And of course,
Western Global 192, going around.
Western Global 192, roger, continue on runway track to altitude 5,000 feet.
Roger, maintaining runway track 5000, Western Global 192.
Nürnberg ground, Scandinavian 4811 is at holding point Alpha for runway 28.
Scandinavian 4811, Nürnberg Tower, hello. India Yankee Yankee, orbit right.
Orbiting right for India Yankee Yankee.
Ryanair 935, expect late landing clearance.
Roger, Ryanair 935.
Western Global 192, contact München Radar 129er 525.
129er 525, bis gleich, Western Global 192.
Right, guys. We're almost
Ryanair 935, wind check 060 degrees, 8 knots.
Danke, 935. Tower, guten Abend, Genex 728 on the airless runway 28.
First, Ryanair 935, sorry, das wird nix. Go around, I say again, go around Ryanair 935.
Habe ich mir gedacht, go around, Ryanair 935.
And Ryanair 935, maintain present heading, climb to altitude 5,000 feet and contact München Radar 129er 525. Bis gleich.
Present heading 5,000 feet and Radar 129er 525, Ryanair 935, jo, bis gleich.
And there's a lot of people doing a go around. I wonder if that Eurowings plane is stuck. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think that Eurowings plane might be stuck. It's kind of interesting situation. You don't really see that all the time. Might just be having trouble with flight sim. Maybe it crashed. But in the meantime,
Genex 726 for final runway 28.
Genex 768, roger. Ocean 461, wind 060 degrees, 8 knots, runway check, cleared for takeoff, no delay.
On 28, clear takeoff, Ocean 461.
oh, never mind. He was just
Genex
waiting on takeoff.
768, expect very late landing clearance, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots.
Copy.
Let's see if they make it. It's close. Oh no.
Oh, Gen X navigate executing now to the left, to the right.
Gen X 768, roger.
That was too close.
Yeah, Gen X 768, sorry, my mistake.
Kein Problem. Can we make it on present heading 290 to 5000?
Gen X 768, affirm, present heading 5000 feet.
We're heading 290 to 5000, Gen X 768.
Gen X 768, contact München Radar 129er 525.
129er 525, 78, bis gleich.
Nordic 167 with you on final runway 28, 4,000 feet, 10 miles to me.
Nordic 1673, Never Tower, hello.
I wonder if we're just still waiting on clearance to line up, but in the meantime, I think we've got plenty of planes trying to land. Nuremberg is interesting because there's not a lot of runways here. In fact, there's basically just one. So everybody's got to share it, and that leads to all kinds of fun situations. Especially today. But the guy running tower, he's doing a good job. He's trying his best. He's doing really good job.
Scandinavian 4811, expect 2 more minutes.
Expect 2 more minutes, Scandinavian 4811. Alright, so we're just going to chill here with Eli Manning while we're waiting for our clearance to line up. Okay. Well, probably got another guy landing, so we're just kind of chilling here in Germany.
Nordic 1673, traffic information on your 10 o'clock position, Cessna 172, orbiting right of the field. Report traffic inside.
Nordic 1673, I will in a second, once again.
And India Yankee Yankee, the Boeing 737 now on 5 miles final for runway 28 on your 7 o'clock position. Report the traffic inside.
We'll be looking for traffic for India Yankee Yankee.
Nordic 1673, I cannot see the traffic as I don't think my monitor has enough pixels to render.
Nordic 1673, roger, and for you, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 28, Nordic 1673, thank you.
India Foxtrot, the Yankee Yankee have traffic in sight.
India Yankee Yankee, roger, join final runway 28 and follow the mentioned traffic, be careful vortexes.
Turning on final and we'll follow the inbound traffic. Also, this will be a full stop landing for India Yankee Yankee.
India Yankee Yankee, roger.
Full stop landing, great. Let's see how he does. That's alright? Oh, really nice. Okay, yeah. Good job. Alright, we're probably gonna get our clearance to line up and wait any moment now. I know I said that like 2 minutes ago.
India Yankee Yankee, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Okay, so we got
Clear
somebody
to
else
land on
in.
28 for India Yankee Yankee.
Nordic 1673, willkommen in Nürnberg, contact ground 121.760, tschüss, schönen Abend noch.
Nordic 1673, contact ground on 121.760, thank you.
Scandinavian 4811, behind next landing, Cessna 172, line up runway 28, behind.
Behind landing Cessna 172, line up and wait behind Scandinavian 4811.
Nürnberg Tower, hello. Lufthansa 457 is on ILS approach, runway 28.
Lufthansa 457, Nürnberg Tower, schönen guten Abend. One departure ahead.
Oh, do we have
One
a
departure ahead, Lufthansa 457.
Hey, check out that Cessna. We got a Cessna landing here. This is awesome. We're seeing all this stuff we don't normally see on VATSIM. Hey, okay. There he goes. Not bad. Right there in the landing zone, right down the middle. Good for him. Alright, let's hightail it. Alright, we're just waiting for our takeoff clearance, guys. It's gonna be fun. Now, if I read these rules correctly for the departure, we actually have to contact radar immediately after takeoff.
Scandinavian 4811, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear for takeoff, tschüss, guten Flug.
Runway 28, clear for takeoff. Thank you so much, Danke, Scandinavian 4811.
India Yankee Yankee, welcome to Nürnberg, contact ground 121.760, tschüss.
Here we go.
121.760, thank you for the ATC, have a nice evening, ciao.
Nürnberg Tower, hello, Lufthansa 20 Papa, established on ILS 28.
Lufthansa 20 Papa, Nürnberg Tower, hello, number 2.
Number 2, Lufthansa 20 Papa.
Alright, here we go. Also ready to climb, gear up.
Lufthansa 20 Papa, reduce the final approach speed.
Reduce final approach speed, Lufthansa 20 Papa.
Lufthansa 457, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 28, Lufthansa 457.
speed 210 currently indicating or greater until 10 DME, and then 170 or greater until 6 DME, Western Global 192 heavy.
Speedbird 37 Hotel, turn right, heading 250, clear ILS approach, runway 28.
Heading 250, cleared ILS approach, runway 28,
Channel 768, turn right, heading 190.
Turn right heading 190, Gen X 768.
Arrival head on to the 25 Alpha. 225 Alpha, good evening. Reduce speed to 20.
Reduce speed to 20 and we are at 220 Alpha.
Thank you.
Nürnberg departure, hello. Scandinavian 4811 is off runway 28, passing 5,000 feet, climbing flight level 70, inbound Delta November 283.
4811, I'm just the arrival. Please contact our departure frequency 129-525.
Contact departure on 129 or 525. Sorry about that. Scandinavian 4811.
Western Global 192, over to Tower 118305, ciao.
Tower 11835, Finchburg, Western Global 192.
Ryanair 9935, turn left heading 010.
Turn left heading 010, Ryanair 9935.
Nürnberg departure, Scandinavian 4811 is off runway 28 at flight level 70, inbound Delta November 283.
Scandinavian 4811, Masquerade, hello again, maintain flight level 70.
Maintain flight level 70, Scandinavian 4811.
München radar, Servus, Eurowings 64 Delta, flight level 214, descending to flight level 170.
Lufthansa 64 Delta, München radar, good evening. Information Golf, expect ILS approach, runway 28.
Information Golf current and expecting the ILS 28 for Eurowings 64 Delta.
Scandinavian 4811, climb to flight level 190, proceed direct Narus.
Climb to flight level 190, proceed direct Narus, Scandinavian 4811.
Lufthansa 5070, central altitude 6000 feet, QNH 1018.
6,000 feet, QNH 1018, 504.
Ryanair 201, descend to flight level 80. 80, Ryanair 20.
Okay, guys.
During 64 Delta, cleared Dodas 1 Victor arrival, proceed direct Delta November 422.
Cleared for the Doda 1 Victor arrival and direct Delta November 422 for Eurowings 64 Delta.
Lufthansa 507, contact Nürnberg arrival 119 and decimal 475, call sign only, bye bye.
119 475 is on the 507, over hier.
64 Delta. When ready, descend to flight level 110 to reach level at waypoint 422.
When ready, descend flight level 110 and level at 422 for Eurowing 64 Delta.
Ryanair 201, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1018.
6000, 1018, Ryanair 201.
Scandinavian 4811, contact München radar 133.615, bye bye.
Contact München radar 123.615. Thank you. Bye bye, Scandinavian 4811.
Bye bye.
Alright, so that's my cue to change frequencies. Let's do it. 133.615. I don't know if you get rock and roll on this frequency, I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. München radar, Scandinavian 4811 is passing flight level 156, climbing flight level 190, inbound Narus.
Scandinavian 4811 München, hello, identified, continue climbing level 300.
Continue climbing to flight level 300, Scandinavian 4811. Okay. Let's do it. He's giving us clearance all the way up to cruise. I'll take it. Getting a little cloudy. Nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes I want to have something from flight level 300.
Lufthansa 151 München, hello, identified.
Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey with you.
Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey München, hello, identified. Proceed direct R mode.
Direct R mode for Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey.
Roger,
thank you.
München radar Lufthansa 5 Charlie Lima climbing flight level 250 and direct on leave.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Lima München, hello, identified, continue climbing level 400.
Climbing flight level 400 Lufthansa 5 Charlie Lima.
Lufthansa Lufthansa 151, descent flight level 200.
Flight level 200, descend 100.
Radar, good evening. Lufthansa 629 with you. Flight level 340 inbound to Barab.
Lufthansa 629 München, hello, identified, proceed direct Nibil, descent level 250.
Okay, route direct to Nibil, descend flight level 250 for Lufthansa 629.
General, good evening, with Air 83 Juliet, flight level 330 inbound Sodro. With Air 83 Juliet München, hello, identified, proceed direct Armut. Direct Armut with Air 83 Juliet.
Munich Radar, Lufthansa 629, just to clarify, do you want that flight level 250 by Nibil or just to descend at our own discretion?
Descend 250 now.
Okay, no problem, we'll start the descent to 250, thank you, 629.
Radar, good day, Condor 44 with you.
Condor 44 München, hello, identified, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Condor 44.
With to Yankee Lufthansa for your confirmation, approved for switching to Langen 17925.
Yes, contact now, Langen radar frequency 127.925.
Switching Langen 17925. Is that the Yankee Lufthansa?
München Lufthansa 2 Charlie Lima, flight level 200. Lufthansa 2 Charlie Lima, München radar, good evening, identified, climb flight level 360, proceed direct upwards. Climb flight level 360, direct upwards, Lufthansa 2 Charlie Lima. Lufthansa 1227 with you, flight level 230. Lufthansa 1227, München, hello, I identified, proceed direct Bochum.
Could you confirm the direct please one more time?
Wochim, Victor, Oscar, Charlie, India, Mike.
Directing Wochim for Lufthansa 1227, thank you.
Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey, when ready, descend flight level 270 to reach in Armut. Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey, when ready, descend flight level 270 to reach at Armut.
Already descend for level 270, reach at Armut for Lufthansa 5 Kilo Whiskey.
Lufthansa 151, contact München, radar frequency 129.525.
129, das ist 5 Kilo, das ist schön Abend, den Abschluss.
Scandinavian 4811, you're leaving my airspace, monitor advisory.
Monitor advisory, thank you so much. Scandinavian 4811.
München radar, Servo Transavia 8 Romeo.
Transavia 8 Romeo, München radar, good evening, identified.
Alright guys, I just want to welcome you to Sweden. We've just crossed into Sweden, and we're only about 125 miles away from the airport, and we're going to be getting there pretty quickly. As you know, we're flying to Oslo in Norway, and what better airline to fly on than Scandinavian? As you can see, the southwestern coast of Sweden is filled with so many islands. It's very pretty. In just a moment, we're going to start our descent, and Oslo is a really neat place to land at. I've done some landings in the sim in Oslo, and the scenery is pretty awesome. It's fantastic. Let's take a look at our approach chart. Starting the descent into Oslo. Let's do it. How about that for a coastline? That's very beautiful. It's pretty cool. guys, because we're less than 100 miles away, I'm going to go ahead and put in some data into the MCDU. Looks like in Oslo, we've got some weather data. QH 1030 hectopascals, and our temperature is 7 degrees Celsius. And wind 330 at 05. And the go around information is correct. So let's just roll with this. Alright guys, we're getting really very close to Oslo. Way out in the distance you can see some mountains. There's some pretty cool scenery in this area. Lots of lakes. And of course we're in the land of fjords. So there's going to be a little bit of that. It's been a fun flight. If you're wondering why the time is different, basically what I do is I keep the weather live and then I make the time different so that way you actually can see the scenery and you can see the livery when you're watching. Because in reality right now it's like pitch black darkness in Norway because it's nighttime. But I put it on dusk, but the weather is 100% live and looks like the weather must be really good over there. I just have to say that lake over there is fascinating. Just the way that coastline is put together is just really cool. I feel like you only see this kind of thing in Scandinavia. That's really cool, especially with the backdrop of the mountains. That's awesome. Guys. Entering the home stretch, guys. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 4811 is about to establish on the ILS for runway 01 left, 10 nautical miles out, Oslo traffic. Okay, so this is where we're going to do something fun. We're going to take autopilot off, because who needs autopilot? You know? I know I don't. And of course, Libra climb is flashing. I don't know how that happened. Alright. Let's do this.
$2,500.
Get on our glide path. Thankfully the wind's pretty favorable. I'm gonna try not to speak too soon on that, but it looks pretty good. a little bit of our altitude back. I'll tell you what, I love landing at Oslo. It's just a really cool airport. This is the first time I've landed on 01 left though. For some reason I'm always on the right. But let's see what happens. Pretty good glide path right now. Not too high, not too low. Of course, this being Norway, there's a massive forest pretty much right up until you land on the runway, which is just great.
Retard.
All right. We made it, guys. Welcome to Norway. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 4811 is clear, runway 01 left. Oslo traffic. Now that we're here, and do a couple quick things. Turn these lights off. Strobe lights are gonna go back to auto. guys. Here we go. Alright, let's see if the jetway connects. APU's avail. I'm gonna turn APU bleed on. And let's just bring our engines down a little bit. And parking brakes on. I'm gonna turn off both of our engines. We're gonna tell GSX that we want to deboard. And let's see if the jetway connects. It's the moment of truth. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, jetway. No, you can't. Oh man, the jetway couldn't connect. It's alright. It's totally okay. Still made it. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun flight. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this flight. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy